Happy Easter, everyone. We are still in the Easter day. We celebrate this Easter day for 8 days, as you know. And in this day, we hear of Jesus visiting his disciples. And basically, he rebukes them for not believing that he resurrected from the dead, that he is alive. And the reason for all of this, the reason for their unbelief is because even though they know the scriptures, they don't understand what the words of the scriptures really mean, what they're referring to. And so what Jesus does when he encounters the disciples is he opens up the meaning of the scriptures to them. He shows them that all the things that they knew by memory perhaps, all the things that they understood, were only a partial understanding. It is only in the resurrection that the full meaning of the scriptures comes alive. That the full meaning of everything that was told by the prophets, everything that was told by the law, everything that was written in the Psalms, all of that finally found its fulfillment. And now Christ opens up the minds of the disciples to understand. You see later on in the Acts of the Apostles that these disciples now on fire, Peter on fire with this new belief, this new faith that he has in the risen Christ, goes to preach the gospel. He begins to cure the sick. And people are trying to stop him from doing this. But he knows now, he is convinced that he has found the truth. He knows what the meaning of the scriptures is. He knows that in fact, Christ is the meaning of everything that has been written in the Old Testament and of course in the New. And nothing can stop him. Sometimes in our lives too, we want to read the scriptures, we want to understand better what it is that has been given to us by God. But the fact is that very often as we read, we find it difficult to get to the heart of what is being said. We find it hard to understand what these words are really getting at. Sometimes when we read the Old Testament, we find maybe just very nice stories and we don't know what they're all about. When we read the Psalms, sometimes we can sort of get the feeling of what they're about, but we don't really understand what they're referring to. When we read the prophets, sometimes everything seems so mystical, so kind of dark to us. What we need is a teacher. What we need is someone to open up the meaning to us. And the only person who can do that is Jesus. The only person who can open up the meaning is the one who is the meaning of the scriptures, that is the risen Lord. When we find trouble in understanding what the Word of God says, let us ask the Word of God, Christ, our risen Lord. In this way, as we understand more about what He has told us, what He says to us in these scriptures in the Bible, we will become deeper in our faith, and we will come to know that Christ is alive.